Good morning, y'all. How are you? So, today I'm going to talk about Ayahuasca. Here in Colombia, it's called Jahe. However, the Western world knows it as Ayahuasca. Years ago, I was in India at a girlfriend's house, and her husband turned on this documentary for us to watch. It was called The Last Shaman, and it was a documentary about this guy, this German man who went all over the world and visited shamans and did their stuff and gave his feedback on it. And from some of those shamans, he had some pretty good healings that lasted actually for the entire time of the documentary and onwards. And there was a gentleman there from the jungle, the Amazon, and they had done ayahuasca. It is a medicine made from plants out in the Amazon. They cook these plants for 3 days, and then you drink this black liquid that tastes pretty rough, and it takes you on a journey to wherever it is you need to go. I called ayahuasca soul medicine because it works with each of our souls with whatever it is we're needing for that moment. So, when I came here, when I watched that documentary, 2013, all I said was, someday I'm going to do that. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I came to Colombia, had no idea about ayahuasca. It wasn't even on my mind. But when I arrived, people kept talking about it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do it. So I actually came to the house that I live in now and did ayahuasca for 5 days. I had my wonderful friend and maid took care of Arian along with my brother while I was gone, so I was able to disappear for 5 days, come here, and work on myself. And it was amazing. I danced, I cried, I worked out a lot of stuff with forgiveness for my family, for my grandmother, and I loved it, and I loved this house. And that was what caused me to say, hey, I want to rent that house, and because the people who were in it were moving out, so I moved in. And then I have done Jahe a total of 3 times after that. And usually you go into the jungle and you do it, and then you're around nature. And for me, it's a great way of cleaning my slate, or resetting me, taking away the stress and letting me go back to my core of peace and tranquility and love and just ability to cope very easily with life. So, and some people came and found my house 2 days before I left for India, and they're like, hey, we want to use it once a month for ayahuasca ceremonies. I'm like, please do, please do. So they've been using it while I was gone, and then when I came back, I joined them, and we did ayahuasca day ceremony, and it was okay. They all wanted Ariane to sit around. I'm like, 5-year-olds do not sit around. 5-year-olds run around and play. So that was a little bit of the stressor on that time, because it's like, hello, 5-year-olds do not sit. But it all worked out. And then, of course, with quarantine, we weren't able to do any of the group ayahuasca ceremonies that they like to have, but they offered to do a private one for us. So the ladies who are here, we all talked about it and decided we were going to do ayahuasca together. We were going to do it on the night of the full moon, or actually the day after it. And so they came over, and they had brought 7 beautiful people to go with us on the journey, because they're also guardians. So it's nice to have, you need to have guardians when you do ayahuasca, unless you're experienced in it, because it is a psychedelic, and it does work on your heart and your head. And you don't just take it and then walk around and act normal. It's definitely something that changes you. And while it's changing, you're going through something deep. And they had brought their people who come. So we started the fire, we all took it, and then they came out and were playing guitar and singing, and I'm playing drums, and it started working on me. And this was the first time I was in a situation where it was just a very small group, and I was free to do whatever it is that I needed to do. So I started dancing and singing and crying, because there's a lot of, as a human, I have a lot of things I need to get out. I've got a lot of pain inside of me. But I also have a lot of happiness. But the last couple of months have been some intense pain. Just the whole, everything, India, Thailand, COVID, the confusion, what the heck is the answers? What the heck do we do? And being locked in your house. And just all of it's been a lot. And it was beautiful. I just had to keep working on myself to get into my body and get out of my head. Because I like, even for me talking to you guys today, it's like, what am I going to say? How do I say it correctly? What do I do to make sure I share my message where I can authentically be me? But also share the points that I think are important. And I think a lot, don't we all? And for me, it's just getting into your center, getting into your heart, letting this and this be aligned. And Saturday was a beautiful night. Joy got to work out a lot of stuff. And I got to sing and sing and sing, and I couldn't sing words. And it kept coming because I'm so worried about if I'm saying the right thing. Am I going to be accepted? Are they going to be okay with it? Or am I going to lose friends because I'm too me? Because I've been too me. I've been too me a lot. I've been told I'm too me. I've lost boyfriends. I've lost a husband for being too me. And I'm letting go of that fear. That's why I'm here talking to you about this. Because I'm going to be too me. And whatever too me is, it's going to be right. So, it was a beautiful night. I started using my words, but I couldn't really come up with, so I was just like trying to sing, so I just started singing Twinkle Star. I sang Twinkle Star at the top of my lungs. The guy who was playing guitar, we found this amazing, magical, we did it perfect. It was like you would have almost thought it was a created song, and it was beautiful. And in the middle of that, Aryan had been sleeping in the living room, and I woke him up because that's his song. And he came and climbed into my arms, and I kept singing with him in my arms, with the fire, and people around, everybody just in their own world, but also there together. And it was a beautiful, magical night. And I feel my slate's been cleaned. I've gone back to zero. And then I think I told you guys about what had happened yesterday. One of the women here, it turns out we found out after the fact she's an alcoholic. And we had brought tequila into the house and had her given her tequila, having no clue that she was dealing with demons on this level. I'm learning all sorts of new stuff. And so she's really been having a problem now with drinking because she's been drinking again. And yesterday I caught her climbing through the window, and the window's 5 feet off the ground, folks, with alcohol, trying to sneak alcohol in the house. And I just let myself sink into my heart center. And all I thought about was looking at her. I told her, I said, come in the door. There's no rule here that you can drink. You can drink alcohol. I don't have that rule that you can't. It's my house, but come. She's like, I just want to forget today. I just want to drink. And I looked at her and said, if that's what you need to do, you go do it. I said, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm not going to stop loving you because you're drinking. And I'm going to be there for you. And yesterday, that's what she did. She drank the whole day and slept the whole day. And I just did as much as I could to love her. And she woke up in the evening and she came out and she hung out with us for a little bit. And I just started asking her questions about her favorite country and got her talking and just loved on her. And she told me this morning with tears in her eyes that I was the first person who has found what she has, the problem that she has, and I have not rejected her. And I just thank God and my friends. I thank Diana and a few others for challenging me to love them, no matter who and what they are, and to allow my ideas of what the world should be to disappear with the utter of I love you because God made you, and that's why I love you. I don't love you because you do this, or because you do this, or because you don't do this, or because you don't do this. I love you because God loves you. And that's enough for me to love you. And I'm really getting to observe my control and my life has to be this way to disappear with the I love you, and I'm thankful that I have you in my life because you're a blessing to me, because God made you. And so that's part of my journey, part of my trip, part of my upgrades. I'm learning how to live in a house that's not perfectly clean. I'm learning how to not say anything when the kitchen sink is left a mess when everybody goes to bed and to not clean it up myself. I'm learning how to love deeper and fuller without judgment. And I'm doing that for myself and for others. I've still got a ways to go, but I'm getting there slowly. So that's it. I challenge all of you to step up. And it's just the little tiny bitty steps, you know. That's how we get somewhere, just by tiny, tiny changes. And when we forget, we just remind ourselves and go back. And I'm starting to do that in my business too. Just making those tiny little daily chipping away at that big giant block of how to market, how to advertise, how to create. And it's working. So have a marvelous day. Thank you for your time and for listening to this. I'd love any comments or thoughts that you've got. Put them down in the chat or whatever that thing's called, the Facebook comment thing. I love all of you. It's great to see you, Lisa. I love your post. You look smashing in that orange skirt and that white fluffy shirt. Mwah, beautiful. Sarah, how are you doing, beautiful lady? And Maria, how's life treating ya? Where are you in this world? The wonderful plus side of having so many friends who travel, it's always, where are they? Where have you been stuck for these last 2 crazy months of life? All right, that's all. Take care of yourselves. Over and out.